Hi, this is a diary entry. So, hi, future me. Maybe. What day is this? Come on. It is Thursday, October 28th, 2021. It's a little bit after noon. And this music in my ear is too loud. But come on. There we go. That's better. Oh, I might be covering... fuck me. I wrote an email to a guy named Edsert. Right now, there's a fundraising campaign going on Fundraiser. Scott, Anna L, Tiny Toe are running the Bootstraps campaign. And they need leadership. They need more help. They need a lot more help. And they need some specific skills. And they especially need a leader. Whatever that means. They need someone with the skills of leadership. There's multiple skills. I wrote an email to Edsert. I think that's closer, but I don't know. Explicitly asking him to be a leader or the leader of this fundraising campaign. I don't know that the campaign needs multiple leaders. I don't know that rationally, but emotionally, I feel like asking one person to be the leader, unpaid, is burdensome. And even after all of these years, about 9 years of publicly asking for help, and even after 9 years of publicly asking for help, I'm still hyper concerned about burdening people. And even though my situation is dire, my life is at risk, I am still hyper concerned about burdening people. I don't know if that is a positive trait or a negative trait. It's possible that it's merely a mismatched trait. The Shakespeare wrote to play, among Shakespeare's plays, one of them is Othello and one of them is Hamlet, and they both have a tragic flaw. Hamlet is too pensive and is too slow tact, and Othello is too rash, too quick tact. And allegedly, media critics, or I think that's not the right word, literary critics have pointed out that if the two characters were switched, were in the other character's situation, that there would be no story, there'd be no drama, there'd be no tragic flaw, that it was merely a mismatch. That Othello, in Hamlet's situation, his character traits would have been matched to the situation, and he would have, I'm not saying I don't think he went, maybe not handle things perfectly, but it wouldn't be 5 acts of drama in a play, right? He would act. He would do things and be decisive, and the show is over very quickly. And Hamlet, in Othello's situation, with his self-doubt and his over-analyzing, might not have been over-analyzing in that situation. Would have been appropriate, a match. So sometimes character traits are not really a flaw, but more of a mismatch. And so that's the literary analysis. Now I'm going to start my analysis that I add on to it. Humans are a social species. Imagine a situation where Hamlet and Othello are friends, are peers, and involved in they are part of the same organization. If the structure of the organization and the nature of their relationship is healthy and well balanced, well structured, then situations that called for quick, decisive action, if Othello were the leader in that case, that would be good. And then at the other extreme, when slow, methodical, detailed analysis was what was necessary, and Hamlet were to take the lead, to be the leader, then that would be good. And then, most situations lie somewhere in between, and with good decision, with it, this is all dependent on the structures within the organization and the relationship between Othello and Hamlet. I'm not. My point is, as a social species, we work in groups. And if we do a good job within our group of delegating tasks, that's not a great word, of matching the right people to the right tasks, then the whole group benefits. And then, going back to Othello and Hamlet as our examples, we would not say either one of them has a character flaw, and if we're being really objective and clear-eyed, we wouldn't say that either one of them has a character strength or virtue. I want to use that word, character virtue, as an opposite word of character flaw. We would say they have character traits. And as a group, if we do a good job of matching the right set of people with the right balance, right mixture of traits and skills to the situation, that we will do well as a group. And that's how our species works. Now, that's the ancestral environment, sort of. I didn't really say that, but that's what I meant. Fast forward to today, well, no later than the agricultural revolution, okay, starting with the Industrial Revolution, we started starting with the Industrial Revolution, we identified the phrase and the idea of division of labor. The assembly line is one of the most extreme examples of division of labor, and the benefits it brings to the group, not necessarily to the individual, not directly, but to the group. For the group, it's efficient. So, division of labor is also division of knowledge. And when you divide labor and knowledge amongst people, implied in that is that you appropriately match the divisions with the tasks. I mean, if you train this person to be a doctor and you train that person in animal husbandry, if you don't then assign the group tasks of medical care to the doctor and animal husbandry to the person trained in animal husbandry, you screwed up. You're not making things more efficient. You're making things worse. So it's not merely divvying up the labor and the knowledge. It's also matching skill sets, matching knowledge, and matching character traits to the right tasks and situations. I honestly have forgotten why I got on that tangent. I wrote a message. Insert. The leadership skills, I guess. I don't know. As of today, I've only written 2 messages to people, or sent messages. One's a video. Asking them to be a leader or the leader. Oh, character traits, that's it. I was pointing out that I still feel I'm still hypersensitive, hyper concerned about burdening anyone when I ask them for help. And I think it's pretty easy to look at my hyper concern about burdening people and say that my hyper concern is a character flaw or a tragic flaw in literary analysis. But I don't know if that's true. It might be true, or it might be something more similar to mismatch, such as with Othello and Hamlet, or training someone to be a doctor and then telling them, well, your job is a baker. It might just be a mismatch. So I'm really concerned about asking any one person to do too much. Therefore, in this very specific situation of looking for a leader, or let me say it differently, this very specific situation of looking for leadership in the Bootstraps campaign. I'm concerned about asking too much. I have asked two people, only two people, explicitly to take on a leadership role. One of them is Eatsert, and another one is Beth. I've asked many people to get involved. I've personally, directly asked about 150 people. And I've made a lot of videos that broadcast my request. So that kind of asking, how many people am I asking at that point? I'm asking anyone who receives the broadcast message, which could be huge. Beth has not replied, and it's possible she hasn't seen the email. Like maybe it got put in a spam filter. I don't know. But the part I know is she has not replied. I wrote the email to Eatsert. I wrote the email to Beth like 7 days, 10 days ago. I wrote the email to Eatsert, I think 2 days ago. Also, our time zones are quite different. I am in Mexico City, and he is in the Netherlands. So I think that's 7 hours time difference. He wrote back. I can see in my notifications on the phone here that I have an email from him that says re and then the subject line. So one way or another, well, someone from his account wrote back. I guess it could be someone else replying for him. I don't know if it's a short email. I don't know if it's a long email. I don't know anything about it. I haven't opened it. It's been about 2 hours, maybe a little longer. I don't know. Since I first noticed that I had it. And I'm scared to open it. I'm scared because in general, I want to make sure I don't exaggerate. Many emails I receive contain bad news. Is it 80%? Is it more than 50%? Is it 20%? I don't know. But it's a non-trivial percentage. And sometimes the news is very bad, and I am very vulnerable. So most bad news, even if it's relatively minor can have a disproportionately large impact on me because of my vulnerability. So for a very long time, years and years and years, I've hated opening emails because of the non-trivial possibility that it has bad news. And I'm scared. I've only asked 2 people to take on a leadership role. 1 has not responded. I'm just scared. So I made this diary entry to preserve some of my thoughts and feelings right now. End of diary entry.